This is a historic day, the greatest IPO tracker.
Welcome back, everyone. And today I'm going to show you a change that I've done for the IPO tracker. Yes, I do enjoy, and it's really part of my whole process is to keep improving the capabilities of applications. And the IPO tracker, I've taken it to the next step. It's it's really something that I started to get back into, which is to track upcoming IPOs. And first, I would like to add a disclaimer. This by no means suggests that you should be investing. You invest at your own risk. Do your due diligence. So let's get to the point here. Um, I've made some changes that allows us to go ahead and analyze the actual IPOs and have uh, a more accurate search where the categories are concerned. So I'll show you that in just a moment. And of course, every change I don't want to keep it to myself. I do enjoy sharing it, share the love, and that's what I strongly believe in. So what has changed? Well, first of all, we have beautiful soup. And something I want you to know about beautiful soup is that um, you need to put a little dash of salt, and I do like mine with some pepper. Pepper is always good, and a little bit of Tabasco seals the deal. So that's my personal choice. Now back to the IPO tracker. The changes that were done essentially, instead of scanning for one paragraph on the website, it will scan for the whole page in terms of categorizing, and then it will. I would like it to go ahead and scan an additional page that it finds, and then be able to compare the two. And it does that using beautiful soup. So that is, it adds power because it is a fantastic web scraper. Um, the other thing that so basically, just to get back to that a bit, if it can't, um, if it can't find a uh, a something that if it can't find similarities between the two websites that it finds. So first would be the original website, and then just an additional website when it scrapes the web. If it can't find similarities, then it will not categorize it. The idea here, and by the way, it scans the entire page for both options. So the idea here is if we cannot find a 100% match to categorize the type of company that is putting its that's going public, then do not categorize it. And if it can categorize it at 100% certainty, then we want it to provide the category. And I'm going to show you a couple of categories that were added. That's one thing. The other thing that was added is the ability to now search all in one place. So you could search and have the link to the website, and all of that would be contained within the GUI itself. So you don't need to go anywhere else. You don't need to start searching for those companies on just web searching. Everything is compartmentalized into one place, so it just makes it a lot easier, more convenient. So let's get started. Let me show you what it's all about. If you haven't seen my previous IPO tracker, I do suggest that you take a look at that, and let me show you the goods.
All right, so here's the change, and not to worry because I will have it posted in the GitHub page, and that is the new script. And at the same time, I will have a link to that in the in this episode. So how does it work? Well, here we have the list of our IPOs when the program is opened. Again, if you've seen the other IPO tracker episode, we have the company name, we have the symbols, the dates, and you could basically choose the one that you're interested in, and you could set up notifications for it. I've covered notification in the previous video. So what has changed here is that we have a more advanced category capability. So we're able uh, to look at the categories. We have the option for notifications. So if it cannot categorize, it will have this option basically advising that it cannot categorize. The so this has improved, and we have information technology that we've added. We have healthcare that we've added, and there's a couple of other categories that we have added as well. But here's the great thing that was added in terms of capabilities. There is a column called Analyze, and in this column, if we take a any of these companies and we click on the magnifying glass, so it will provide us with a pop-up of a couple of links. So one of them is the company's website. So if we click it, it opens the website. Not all of them are clickable, but here, for instance, so we're going to have this little hand icon that will show up if it is clickable. So we see that on Google Finance, it is clickable. There is a Bloomberg article about it as well. So let's click on the Google Finance one, and it opens the Google Finance. Of course, it's not public yet. So let's go on the Bloomberg one, and this opens the Bloomberg site, and it's going to have some information there. Basically, it just makes it all ideal and easy. Of course, there are some sites that you need to subscribe to in order to be able to uh, to see the content, but basically it does that for each and every single one of the companies. So essentially, that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to show you, essentially how this is all compartmentalized, all in one place, just makes the research much, much easier. Now, to take a look at the code, we could see that it does fetch. It has a function that fetches information, and Beautiful Soup 4 is used, and it's used for parsing. I've added, so basically here it's got these are the uh, the fields that we have. So I encourage you to take a look at code. This is a great way. You could even put the code, and of course you could this was all created with Gen AI, so you could put the code into Gen AI and have it break it down for you, piecemeal by piecemeal, and basically it will explain what all the parts and pieces of it are and what they do, and it's a great way to learn. And uh, there is something also that creates the events. So basically, this is the events for the time entries. These are part of the setting up the notifications, and you could see that it really is a way to set up the buttons. And TTK, this is part of the tkinter library. There's something I wanted to show you here. Uh, so there's different functionalities that involve the fields, and if you do have the time and you want to have a look at how it uses different functionalities to manipulate the data that goes inside the fields, this it's really interesting. The changes that I wanted to show you are a bit lower, and here we go. So we have some keywords that are involved with, let me go from the start, financial. So we have things like hedge fund, private equities, fund, asset, lending. So all of that would be captured under the term called financial when it has to the describe the type of company that it is. We have pharmaceutical, of course, it will include anything that has a header that's therapeutic, drug, life sciences, diagnostics. We have one for AI engineering and so on and so forth. So I've added these, and it just makes it a bit more conducive to providing accuracy as to what type of company it is.
So there you have it. I do hope that you enjoyed this episode. Do like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.